are we doing today, Kiara? You can order fractions, so we're ordering fractions today. Vocab like denominator. Can somebody explain to me really quickly and loudly what a like denominator is? Maybe in their own words, not my words. Alexis? Two of the exact same denominators, she said, for those of you that couldn't hear. Main idea number two, we were working on ordering. Just for fun, I know we haven't really talked about this, but when you have greater than and less than signs, you guys and you girls, less than and greater than, does anybody know what those are called mathematically? Obviously greater than and less than signs, but what kind of equations are those? Inequalities, very nice. So inequalities are just showing which number, in this case, which fraction is bigger and which one is smaller. In order to do these, especially with unlike denominators, you must get like denominators like you're seeing in number 2 and in number 3. How do you get like denominators? You find the least common multiple, or even just a common multiple of the denominator of the fractions you're dealing with. So in this case, we're dealing with a 2 and 5 in the denominator. We determined that 10 was a common multiple of 2 and 5. In this case, it is actually the least common multiple of 2 and 5. Then, as Mrs. Euglin told us, multiply the bottom by 5 and also do the same to the top. Kids forget to do the top, right, Mrs. Euglin? And in this case, to get to 10, we had to multiply this 5 by 2. Don't forget to multiply the top by 2 to get to 6. And now we've got 5 tenths and 6 tenths, and it's easy to tell which one is bigger and which one is smaller. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, moving on. We worked on some adding and some subtracting of fractions. What must you never add when adding, or what must you never subtract when subtracting fractions? What part of the fraction do you just leave alone when adding and subtracting fractions, Lily? The denominator. The only thing you add or subtract is the numerator. So when you look at number 4, we have common denominators, therefore we only add the numerators, and we're done, and we get 3/5. Now if you go down to a problem like number 5, we have 2/3 plus 1/5. So the problem started out, I know we have our work here, but the problem started out as 2/5, I'm sorry, I think I said that wrong, plus 1/3. Can we add 2/5 and 1/3? No, you can't add unless you have a, what, everybody?
Common denominator.
Say that a little louder.
Common denominator.
So we got a common denominator of what?
15.
Of what?
15.
And then we made sure that we multiplied the top and the bottom for both fractions by the same number, right? So in the case of this 5 that I'm highlighting right now, we multiplied by 3 to get to 15. So we multiplied the top number by 3 to get to 6. Okay? And then over here, the 3 here, we multiplied by 5. Therefore, we multiplied the top number by 5 to get our 5/15. And then, by the way, when you add them together, we got 11/15. Should we reduce that? Should we reduce 11/15?
Yes.
Is it already reduced?
Yes.
So don't forget to reduce. Then you have a little note there about the things we just discussed. Another example, 4/7 minus 1/2. We did word problem. Alexis and Annika were eating pumpkin pie. Challenge would be to get your equation. In this case, it was 3/8 and 1/7. We got common denominators. We added it all up. Ordering fractions, same deal. We got 5/8, 7/9, and 4/12. We have to get a common what, you guys?
Denominator.
A common what?
Denominator.
Once you get your common denominator, you can order your fractions correctly. Make sure, Mrs. Euglin, only that you order your fractions according to the directions, right? So in this case, from greatest to least, right? Mrs. Euglin. And then always for number 6, your main idea, make sure when you're adding and subtracting fractions, you reduce to lowest terms. Questions? Oh yeah, real world. Whoops. When would you ever use this? Well, when Annika and who was eating pumpkin pie? When Annika and Alexis are eating pumpkin pie and they want to figure out how much they've eaten, that would be real world. Then we also talked about sharing parts of food, finding out what is left if you were a stock girl or a stock boy at a grocery store. And then somebody else told us yesterday, adding parts of more than one whole. I think we're talking about eating cake from several different cakes to figure out what the total amount of cake is that you have eaten. Is that you, Josie? Anything else? I think this one got a little long on us.